there's no other form of racism. For years, I've come on the air many times, and people who have been in a conversation with me on the air, many of them have said white supremacy and racism. And I'm constantly saying white supremacy is racism, and racism is white supremacy. You never say it any other way. There's no other form of racism. There are forms of hatred. There are forms of people having animosity. There are all kinds of things going on the planet that shouldn't be happening among all people, regardless of whom they are, who the people may be. But when you start talking about the word race and racism, it's only one race. Some people have said it's a human race. That's a contradiction. How can you be human and be a member of a race? Because race is racism. The only purpose for being a member of a race is to practice what? Racism. That's logical. If you say, I'm a member of a race, well, you say, well, why are you a member of a race? What is a race? Well, a race is a group of people who have a purpose. Well, what's the purpose of a race of people, a group of people who are a race of people? To practice what a group of people who are a race of people would practice. So logically speaking, that would be what? That would be a thing called racism. Just stop and think about it. That's the only purpose for it. It has no other purpose. So then you say, oh, okay, what is racism? This thing that you practice when you practice racism. Oh, that means doing harm to people on the basis of color. That's what it's for. It's not for anything else. You can't name anything else that any other purpose that it would serve. You say, well, oh no, racism just means being having pride in yourself and in your race. Pride based on what? Pride based on what? Say, well, based on the way you cook and the way you sing, the way you dance, your religious beliefs, your getting together and doing things. Getting together and doing things like what? In your race, you can eat and you can sing and you can dance without being a member of a race. What's this racism for? Why are you a member of a race? What are you racing against? People don't ask these detailed questions. All problems are solved through the process of questions and answers. I mean in fine detail. Don't skip over anything. And people, like I said, would say, and a lot of people still do it, white supremacy and racism. Like racism is sitting off on the side of the road, and white supremacy is in the middle of the road. Well, what is racism? If white supremacy is in the middle of the road, what is racism over there to the side of the road? What is that? They're the same thing. According to what? Neely Fuller? No, according to logic. And so that's what I came up with many years ago. And even though I talk to people who are college professors sometimes, and that run right past them. I mean, they brush right past it. And it's almost amazing. I say, wait a minute, these are words that are very important. Sir, ma'am, racism is white supremacy. White supremacy is racism. These are not words just thrown around just any kind of old way. These are very important words that has to do with the existence of everybody on this planet, every minute of the existence of everybody on this planet. You have to have definitions.